Welcome back to my channel. If you can like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. So this will be my first stimulus, my first video on the second stimulus update. So we're going to get into this. It says the IRS could send your second stimulus check sooner than you think. Here's what we know today. The White House has plans to send the second stimulus payment quicker than it did with the first check. We worked out some possible dates. Democrats and the White House negotiators are working towards on August 7th deadline to reach an agreement on the next stimulus package. So if you watch my other video for the $600 unemployment, they're basically trying to get they're trying to get the bill passed with everything in it instead of just extending the unemployment benefits. We are going to try to reach an overall agreement if we can get one by the end of this week, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said late Tuesday, following another day of talks on the proposed bill. One of the few areas of the agreement is on the need for a second stimulus check. And once the two sides do come together on the other outstanding pieces of the bill, Mnuchin says the next round of stimulus checks could go out much quicker this time. Steve Mnuchin said, I could have them out immediately, he said August 2nd. If I could get the new stimulus bill passed tomorrow, I could start printing them the following week. That would be more quicker than with the first round, when the IRS stated sending the first stimulus checks 19 days after the CARES Act became law. So, the CARES Act was the first stimulus bill. And it took forever because they had to put new systems in place. Some people didn't have their deposits. And I could get into all that on another video, like with Social Security benefits, veterans, and other individuals with different kind of payments and things like that. But I'm just going to keep it just to the stimulus bill for now. It says, while the two sides are hoping to reach a decision by August 7th, which is Friday, the Senate's last day before a scheduled month-long recess, there's some concern that might not happen, which could spur up the House of Representatives and the Senate to delay their respective August recess until a bill passes. Steven Mnuchin said if negotiators do reach an agreement by Friday, however, Congress could pass the I don't know if I can say it on air, could pass the virus rescue legislation next week. But when or if the two sides do reach an agreement on the bill and it's signed into law, we have a good idea when the checks could arrive and who could get them first. Okay, how soon the next stimulus checks could be sent from the IRS? There are several scenarios that could play out. But one is most looking like it's going to. It says the bill could pass by August 7th, which is Friday. So it could also pass the week of August 10th. So if the House Senate extends the length of their current session, it could also, and this appears far less likely, Congress could, by this Friday, with no resolution and wait until the start of the new session on September 8th to pick up the topic again. Whenever it does pass, Steven Mnuchin promise of sending the first checks a week later gives us a new timeline to work with, forecasting when the first people could get their checks. For reference, we also included the dates following by the CARES Act. So they have dates on here. And basically when it passed and stuff like that, it's likely that the IRS would use roughly the same calculation and tools for sending out the second stimulus check as it did the first one. So including with the IRS, Get My Payment tool for tracking your stimulus check payment and sign up for direct deposit. I'm going to make a separate video on that and how you can go in and put your information in. That part will be up tomorrow with the IRS, where's my payment. So the IRS sent the first batch of stimulus checks to people who had filed 2018 or 2019 tax returns and had already provided the IRS with their direct deposit information, according to the House Committee on Ways and Means. So I will make a detailed video of how you can go in, put your information in, and things like that if you have not, and more information on how you can get your stimulus and all your direct deposit and things like that updated, because you really do not want to wait on a check to be mailed to you. So following that model, the next stimulus payment could first reach people who have already registered for direct deposit, either as part of their 2019 tax filing or before, which is kind of the same scenario from the first stimulus. But I will make videos and have screen recordings for you guys to see. The next group were Social Security beneficiaries who had direct deposit information on file with the federal agency. About 80 million people got their checks through direct deposit in the first week. They were dispersed according to the IRS. Paper checks didn't start getting mailed out until about a week later. So people who had not signed up for direct deposit, but you could still register for the electronic bank transfer as late as May 13th. That was the first economic impact payment. That was for the first stimulus. So we won't know for sure until the new bill is passed that the IRS forms a plan to send out checks, but here are points to consider. Changes to aid for dependents. This depends on which version of the bill passes. So the CARES Act had $500 for dependents, as you guys know, age 16 and under. The Republicans backed that bill, which was the HILS Act, also $500 for dependents of any age. But the Democrats backed the HEROES Act, suggesting $1,200 for a maximum of 3 dependents. If a change is made, even if it leads to more money being sent out, it could require the IRS to adjust its accounting systems, which could potentially slow things down for you. So with the first CARES Act that passed, people got $500 per kid. They're trying to do $1,200. And with your banking status, so with the first checks, people who didn't submit a direct deposit information to the IRS had to wait longer to receive their stimulus money through the mail with the checks. So like I said, there's a payment option where you can go on the IRS website. I will make a detailed video on how you do that, how you go into the website and file and put your new direct deposit information in. It'll be a very detailed video. I'm not going to go into that on this video. And so they had to wait longer. As of June, 120 million people received their stimulus money through direct deposit, 35 million through a check in the mail, and 4 million through a prepaid debit card. The IRS hasn't provided any updates on how many people received a stimulus check by August 1st. So we'll be looking for that information. So the banking status has affected payment speed since the CARES Act passed. And this says it's impacting people of color. People who did not make enough money to be required to file their federal income tax returns in 2018 or 2019 also would not get a stimulus check unless they submitted a form to the IRS, according to a report from the Center of Budget and Policy Priorities. The group includes low-income families with children or a far greater number of people of color. Once again, the schedule for the first stimulus check can provide a potential roadmap, though there is no official news until another rescue package is finalized. The IRS will have sent about 200 million checks by the time it's done distributing the first round of payments. The total U.S. population is over 330 million people, according to the Census Bureau. The majority of those were sent by the beginning of June. though the IRS said it will continue to send payments through the end of the year. So that is your second stimulus check update. I will be back tomorrow with more videos and more updates. Thank you.